For over 10 years, I have dedicated a significant portion of my time, both gaming and with YouTube, on the pursuit of virtual trophies to put on my virtual profile for my virtual family to be virtually proud of me. I mean, my actual real-life parents pretend to be proud, but I'm not actually sure they really understand how PlayStation trophies even work. But over the last few years, the world of PlayStation Trophy and Xbox achievement hunting has become at least like 14% oversaturated on YouTube. Not to mention, the frankly insane increase in shovelware has really devalued a lot of the trophy experience, given that you can now literally get over 100 platinums in under 3 hours, as I once proved. However, I have been a completionist since I was a children, and I came across a Bushido Cypher video a couple years ago where he went back to one of his childhood favorites, Luigi's Mansion, and obtained every single achievement? What? Well, in comes RetroAchievements, a website where passionate gamers and coders create their own achievement lists for classic games. After finally obtaining a good computer that can run an emulator and YouTube at the same time without completely crashing out, I decided it was finally time to begin my RetroAchievements journey with one of my all-time favorite 6th generation titles, the original LEGO Star Wars, the Gamecube version of it. While the later games in the franchise would absolutely expand and improve on the Traveler's Tale formula, those games wouldn't even exist without the arguably revolutionary original LEGO Star Wars. Released all the way back in 2005, so 20 years at this point, it follows the prequel trilogy but turns everything into a cute, child-friendly LEGO form. So, let's jump back in time to 5th grade, a much simpler time, and obtain every achievement in LEGO Star Wars, the video game. LEGO Star Wars, or the GameCube version of it specifically, contains 44 total achievements, which are worth 262 base achievement points and 310 retro points. It should be noted that there is also a PS2 version, but that list is nearly identical with easier miscellaneous achievements. For those who are unfamiliar with RetroAchievements, support for the website can be integrated into various popular emulators, including Dolphin and PCSX2, I hope I called that out correctly. Retro points are determined by things like rarity and number of players, stuff like that. You can choose to play games in standard mode or hardcore mode. Obviously, we're not pussies here at ZPTV123, so we go in raw and we go hard. The difference between the two is that hardcore disables cheats and save states, but it also grants you a nice little golden border around all of your achievements. Also, there is no platinum trophy with this website, but you do get something called a mastery badge for getting every achievement in a given set. Most of the achievements for LEGO Star Wars are tied to 100% completing the game, something which I did several times when I was younger, alongside a small number of miscellaneous achievements. With a solid full page, 12 font, single-space description of RetroAchievements in the list out of the way, let's dive into the first level of the game, Negotiations. Sorry, that was actually a lie. Our first achievement is for purchasing the Gonk droid for a very cheap price. The Gonk droid's only $250. What a bargain for our first Chivo. Let's see how this all works. There it is! Unlocked live Gonk reaction. Let's go. That is our first achievement. Okay, now let's get started with the story here. Negotiations serves as the tutorial level, teaching us the basic controls and gameplay mechanics. Speaking of basics, LEGO Star Wars is a very simple game compared to the later entries. There are only 17 total levels alongside a bonus level, only 56 characters to purchase, only 10 extras, and pretty minimal collectibles. Gold bricks did not actually exist until LEGO Star Wars 2. So in this game, in each level, all you have to do is collect enough studs, which is the in-game currency, to fill the true Jedi meter, which is that little meter on top of the screen, as well as find 10 mini-kit pieces. And that's literally it for every level. It's very, very straightforward. Anyway, completing the very first level earns us an achievement and unlocks episodes 2 and 3, but we're going to play through in order because that's what I want to do. There it is, unlocked, we've come to bargain! Next up is the invasion of Naboo, in which we don't have to save Jar Jar at the beginning of the level, thereby debunking the whole Jar Jar is a secret Sith Lord theory. Well, at least that was kind of the dream, but it got crushed like all my other dreams in real life. Now that Jar Jar is a member of our party, I can quickly explain character abilities. Like other LEGO games, different characters have different abilities, though this game is still pretty limited in that fact. A few characters, including Jar Jar, can jump high, Jedi can use the Force, Sith can use the Dark Force aka Red Force objects, children can use the small character passages, blaster characters can use an ascension gun to grapple up to higher points, droids can use certain types of droid panels, and a few characters can hover over gaps. Anyway, we complete the level and just barely fill the stud meter, which earns us another achievement. Alright, 2 levels down already, and that's another achievement for us. Let's go! Fun fact about the escape from Naboo level. As a child, I was so stupid that I thought you didn't have a gun on this level, and I beat a vast majority of it without shooting, because I didn't know that it was even an option. Regardless, level cleared and achievement unlocked. Oh, I guess we don't. Okay. Easy enough. 2 more characters for us. Now this is pod racing. Or at least it's the first of 3 vehicle levels, 1 per movie. These are usually the only levels in which you can obtain every mini-kit and fill the stud meter all in story mode without having to go back in free play. We actually 100% complete the level, and that actually pops 2 achievements, which is very nice. That's 4 out of 6 levels already from this, and there we go, 2 achievements right there, let's go. 2 more achievements, let's roll. I then got another very easy achievement for purchasing all of the hints in the game. Achievement unlocked! Buy them at Dexter's. Retake the Palace is a bit of a longer level, and I'll be using a fair bit of footage from it for the intro parts of the video. Anyway, a well-deserved achievement for completing the level. So I'm like the most useless in terms of donating. Oh, there we go! Achievement, let's go! We got Padme, we got R2-D2, so we have a hover, an astromech droid. From there, we begin the first of 3 final boss fight levels against Darth Maul. Fight is overall easy enough and leads to another achievement. Oh. Trophy! Double the blades, half the body. Damn, that's dark. At this point, we have all the necessary character abilities unlocked, so we can start replaying levels in free play with Character Select. Like I said before, pretty much every level has to be replayed at least once to find all the mini-kits outside of the vehicle levels. We're able to finish negotiations to 100%, but unlike most of the later LEGO games, you actually do have to finish the level to save your progress. Now, that's not a huge deal with how short most of the levels in this game actually are, but just thought I'd bring that up. There it is! Negotiations failed. 100% completed. This is followed by 100%ing the Escape from Naboo level. That was a story canister that I actually missed. Or could have gotten during the story. Okay. That's an achievement. Let's go. Now we're off to Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, beginning with the Camino level. This level contains one of my all-time favorite Easter eggs, so here's that. There it goes. Triple backflip. Obi-Wan can do a triple backflip.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
This level also contains an achievement for beating Jango Fett without using the turrets, which is honestly like really easy, and I don't even really understand why it was an achievement in the first place, but here it is. Compared to the other miscellaneous achievement, that one's easy. Wow. Okay. You know what? That's super easy. Alright, so yeah, that was actually really easy for a miscellaneous achievement. Droid Factory is the next level on the chopping block, pun intended. Nothing to worry about here, so let's just go ahead and move on. Because he only just does like one line of dialogue for each individual trophy that he gets. Alright, we got an achievement, let's go! Now it's time for the Jedi Battle level. It's basically the Jedi killing several large waves of various droids. We unalive Jango Fett and complete the level for another achievement. Being shut down, I don't know anything about that either. Alright, achievement, let's go! Then we have the Gunship Cavalry Vehicle level. I honestly died way too many times this time, but we did eventually beat the level and then 100% completed it for 2 more achievements. Alright, another achievement unlocked. Time for the second movie's final boss fight against Count Dooku. During the fight, Anakin gets chorped. I get an easy achievement for hovering as Yoda in his chair for a few seconds. Yeah, that's a super easy achievement. It's so weird though. And then yet another one for simply finishing the level. And there's another achievement. Let's go. Episode 2 is complete. Let's go. With that, we complete the first stream with 19 of 44 achievements earned. Solid progress so far. It's time for the second stream, which began with clearing up a few of the older levels. First is the lengthy Retaking Theed Palace level. It takes a solid 20 minutes to 100%, but it does earn an achievement. And there's our last mini-kit, let's go! Next up is Darth Maul. This level actually contains one of the more annoying mini-kits in the game. You have to step on all the lights in this room, but they go out after a very, very short time. All the while, infinite enemies, including droidekas, will do whatever they can to reduce your character to a nanobrick set. During this, dying will pretty much always kill any sort of run of trying to hit all of the switches. I eventually managed to get it as Jango Fett, but I think this would honestly be like significantly easier if you were to go in with the invincibility extra active, because then you wouldn't have to worry about dying. Otherwise, the rest of the level is easy enough, which earns another achievement. Over to Jar Jar and jump up. We got it. Darth Maul, let's go. While I do love this Kamino Easter egg, Discovery on Kamino actually ended up having another like really problematic minikit piece. You have to shoot these 3 targets very quickly while on a rising platform, which must be activated via droid panel for every single attempt. Now, I did have some unfortunate luck with the characters. Jango shoots in 2-round bursts and they cause him some knockback for whatever reason, and then the Stormtrooper decides to be about as accurate as his in-movie counterpart. This one took an embarrassing number of tries to get right. I swear I'm not usually this bad at video games or LEGO games, but Kamino was eventually cleared nonetheless. Well, that was easy. And level complete. Unlike the previous 2 levels, Jedi Battle is super quick and doesn't cause any issues. Okay, that makes sense. You just have to build the tower correctly and you're good. So now we're off to episode 3, which comes with some sweet mood lighting in the cantina as we enter the battle over Coruscant. This is the third and final vehicle level, so it can be completed entirely in the story mode, which is what I successfully did for 2 achievements. That's another level 100% done already. Then we head to Chancellor in Peril, which is another slightly longer level. It includes a mini-boss fight against Count Dooku, but with this being a kid's game, Count Dooku getting unalived is not actually shown on screen. We're also introduced to Grievous's bodyguards, who can actually block our lightsaber strikes, which is slightly annoying, but we eventually clear the level and net another achievement. But yeah, for the most part, the major channels haven't really done retro achievement stuff, so that's what I'm hoping that is going to be able to start making me stand out a little bit more, is doing these games. So, I guess I actually lied earlier when I said there were only 3 bosses, because we're already into our second boss fight of this particular movie, and it's against General Grievous. This level's actually, like, really easy, and it's cleared in under 5 minutes for another achievement. Hello there! I then quickly jumped right back into the level in free play just to knock out the mini-kits, which are really not that well hidden given how small the level is. Yeah, they really did not have places to hide stuff on this level. Wow. They did, not put any effort into this one. Which is totally fine, because again, it's such a small level, but damn, they did not put, any effort into that. And then we come to the worst level in the game, Defense of Kashyyyk. It follows Yoda and Chewbacca during the activation of Order 66. This level is long, hard, and frankly very annoying. It's very much like having delayed ejaculation, but in video game form, and it's really only ever fun for the woman. Also, this beach sucks as it has a very annoying mini-kit involving using the Force on 3 specific plants, but we're going to come back to that in free play with the invincibility cheat active. This level ultimately takes a solid 30 minutes to get through, but I did manage to beat it with True Jedi mode, so that's definitely something, as it should be noted that the amount of studs for True Jedi mode is generally higher on most levels than it is in story. Build? We'll not have to worry about that again, thank God. Another level done, let's go. Chewbacca is on the list. The penultimate level is the Jedi Temple, which is now filled with clones disguised as Jedi. The level is pretty much par for the course, and completing it unlocks the next to last story achievement. Oh no, that was too graphic for a LEGO Star Wars game, so we just kill Shock T or whatever that person's name was. A number 66 with extra dip. We're off to the final level and final battle, Darth Vader. A lot of this level involves fighting against the clock as the Mustafar outpost collapses into the lava. This leads to a final showdown against Anakin, which is best dealt with through downward slashes and slam attacks. Vader Anakin is defeated, and we get 2 achievements for finishing the level and obtaining True Jedi on all 17 levels, which unlocks Episode 4, in every level, and you were the chosen one! You were supposed to bring balance to the Force, not destroy it! Also, here's Vader having some diarrhea real quick. Obtaining True Jedi on all 17 levels unlocks the game's bonus level, Tantive 4, or Episode 4, A New Hope, whichever you wish to call it. In this level, you play as Darth Vader and a Stormtrooper during the first few minutes of Episode 4. It's a very fun level with lots and lots of studs to earn, but more on that in a couple of minutes. Completing the level unlocks a few new characters as well as an achievement. Hope it's good. To be continued. 2 new characters, let's go. 3 characters, for that matter. At this point, most of our remaining achievements are tied to 100% completing the levels of the game and purchasing everything, so I will go through the next few achievements rather quickly. We 100% the invasion of Naboo. By the way, we have the collectible detector unlocked, so that's those arrows on screen. I have no idea how I missed that previously. Followed by Droid Factory. Got it! Level done. Count Dooku. I am a dumbass. I started to remember that right then. And Chancellor in Peril. And there it is! That level's done. We finish off the second stream by purchasing the last character, leaving us with only 6 achievements to go. So currently, let's go ahead and knock out the last character here, because I have enough studs for him. That is all the characters purchased, so every character is done. Before the final stream, I spent about 2 hours farming studs, which allowed me to buy the invincibility cheat at the beginning of this 3rd stream. With invincibility active, it is now time to knock out the 100% for the worst level of the game, Defense of Kashyyyk. It takes a, quite frankly, absurd amount of time and enemy kills in order to obtain the Force-based minikit on the beach, but the level is ultimately cleared for another achievement. Thankfully we should be safe because I don't... Yep, there we go. Alright, Kashyyyk defended. Jedi Temple isn't too hard despite a fair bit of platforming, which leaves us with only 4 more achievements to go. Alright, that's it for the Jedi Temple in terms of collectibles. So we got another achievement. It is now time for the most difficult achievement in the game, called Worst Deal of My Life. For this achievement, you have to complete the first level of the game, Negotiations, without picking up a single stud in the story mode. This means that you have to watch the intro cutscene on every single attempt, which adds several minutes to our playtime. My first attempt was basically just a straight up practice run, just to see where all the studs were, including this invisible one in the back wall. 230 really isn't bad for a first try. This happens on attempt number 2. Side note, dying and losing studs does not work for this achievement, you just have to get through the entire level without actually picking up any studs. On attempt number 3, I cleared the initial hallway without collecting any studs, but I unfortunately collected one through the wall at the very end of the level and failed, which really sucked. Attempt number 4 was also a fail, but much earlier in the game. Can attempt 5 be the winner? Oh, no. Bad studs. Go away. Through there. Around here. Down to here. Or, not for this game. Especially not for this game. Maybe if I do like a way harder game someday, but sure as hell not doing that for this game. Because I only picked that stud up that one time. I didn't pick it up on any other run of this. Yep, I see it. I see which one I picked up. I see exactly which one I picked up. I could see it that time. Alright, so this time... I thought these guys were all supposed to bum rush you at the same time. Apparently not. Still doing good. So, let's make sure these guys go away. Don't cause any problems. Don't want to risk it now that we're this far in. Alright, one more. And dead. Okay. Got it! Okay, that wasn't too bad. 5 tries, that's not that bad. Surprisingly, yes. Only 5 total attempts. Definitely the hardest achievement in the set, but really not that hard with a bit of patience and like a dash of luck with some of the corners. With the hardest achievement out of the way, I knock out 2 more by finding the remaining minikits in the Darth Vader level, which also includes the final minikit in the game. I have no idea if that's exactly how I was supposed to do it, but you know what? I'm not complaining. That is every minikit in the game, maximizing and higher ground taken. With that, only 1 achievement to go. We simply have to purchase every extra. Well, actually, it's not quite that simple, as the extras cost well over 2 million studs in total, not counting the characters that we also have to purchase. And the original LEGO Star Wars doesn't have stud multipliers. So what exactly is the best method for farming studs in this particular game? Some players suggest replaying the Darth Vader level, grabbing several thousand studs at the very beginning, dying, and then continuing over and over because you tend to fall into the pool of studs so you don't really lose them when you die normally. This method doesn't really require any effort, but to me it felt like it was just honestly way too slow. Personally, I farmed most of my studs by replaying the bonus level over and over again. Once you get the hang of the level, you can get easily over 100,000 studs on each run, and each run will usually take 11 to 13 minutes. Again, this is a process that I repeated for a solid 2 hours the night before the finale of the game, and at most I ever got like 127,000 studs on a single run, but it was usually lower than that. After one final run through the bonus level, I had enough studs to purchase the final extra and earn my very first ever RetroAchievements Mastery Badge. Alright, 200,000 studs, that's going to be enough to buy our final item, so let's get that mastery done. To complete our mastery, one more item must be purchased, the mustache. Congratulations, ZPTV123 has mastered LEGO Star Wars the video game. Let's go, guys! Well, that was one hell of a fun time. The original LEGO Star Wars is already one of my all-time favorite games, and a major reason as to why I love the LEGO franchise as a whole. The chance just to go back and actually get trophies or achievements for this legendary classic was really just massive icing on the cake of playing the game again. Honestly, this has been some of the most fun I've had with a game in a number of months. All in all, Retro Achievements has honestly also been a very, very fun experience. And with how trophy hunting has sort of been falling off over the last couple of years, going back to all the games that really built my childhood and like making me a gamer in those old days, it's really been a wonderful time going back to all of that. Being able to actively participate in the Retro Achievements community has definitely helped reinvigorate my love of completing games, and it's definitely helped with my channel, and I have so many more games to go after, so I'm really hoping y'all will be along for the ride. Thank y'all for watching. If you enjoyed, I hope you'll leave a like, subscribe, ring the bell, hype the video because that's a new feature, etc. Let me know down in the comments what retro games you love and would want to see me play, and if you have the same memories as I do of the original LEGO Star Wars. This is really the beginning of a new era, and I have loads of Retro Achievements content coming in the near future, so I hope you guys will stick around to see me in those later games. See you guys back here real soon for another trophy or achievement video.